Today is September 8th. We just came off of Labor Day, so we didn't have school yesterday. So you guys didn't have to worry about doing anything. I spent a lot of my time trying to prepare for today, but then I remembered that we've never been on PLP before, really. So I think it's important that we take a second to remember some housekeeping things. And Ms. Thompson, welcome. I'm going to make you a host as well. Maybe. Possibly. Nope, you only get 2 hosts. Oh, yeah, there she is. Oh, man.
I made her a host.
You're a rock star, Mr. Hamilton. Thank you. So for the first and foremost piece here, PLP homeroom. Guys, I may have mentioned this last Friday, we were very close to 90%, and that's sort of our benchmark. That's our goal that we're trying to get to. So when you log into this Zoom session, hopefully before that, you have logged into PLP, and I want to say there are 5 classes, but then there's a 6th one that is at the very top left, and I think it's yellow. It's yellow for me, or a orangish color, and it's listed as homeroom. We have to go in there, put our first name, last name, put our student ID number maybe, and then tell how you're feeling as far as emotional aspects are concerned. And then all you do is hit enter. It can really take as few as 15 seconds, but it gives us a great gauge on attendance for the district and, specifically for 7th and 8th grade students. So that's PLP homeroom. Today we're going to try to establish a routine of going to PLP landing page, PLP homeroom. They won't be far apart on your computer, but what you have to do in them will be much different. So PLP homeroom, you just put your name and you put your student ID number and you click on an emotional scale where you are. The PLP for our class for English language arts will be much different. It will have a lesson involved in there. It will have questions. You will have to navigate from the lesson to the activity. So it can be a little crazier than just writing your name. So today's main focus is all about PLP, and I have placed we're going to accomplish 2 things today that are going to lead into a 3rd thing. The first thing we're going to do is log into PLP in order that we might know what we're looking for. Now that we know what we're looking for, we're going to hopefully find some tools along the way and be able to complete the activity. Well, Mr. Neiman, what is the activity? Well, over the last week, I've received emails, and I would extend this back to last year and the year before, and we're going to be looking at formal and informal language. And first and foremost, I want you to know that I use informal language, but I don't do it in a formal setting. So when communicating with my wife, or my kids, I might throw in a term that would be considered informal. But when I'm communicating with the superintendent of Licking Heights, when I'm communicating with my principal, my fellow teachers in a meeting, I do my best not to use informal language. There might be a transition time where we'll go from one classroom to another, and during that transition time, I might say something that's informal, but for the most part, we need to stick to formal language. You say, Mr. Neiman, why do I even care? Well, here's the problem. I receive emails on a daily basis, and the emails from teachers usually represent formal language. Fortunately and unfortunately, I receive emails from students that have both formal and informal language. And as much as I want you to feel relaxed in communicating with me, I can't have that level of relaxation. We need to remember that we are in school. I'm a teacher, you're the student, and we need to make sure that barrier is still there. So what I've done is I have on Schools PLP, I have lesson number 9. I went straight to lesson number 9, and I have what's called formal and informal lesson on there. And my hope is that you'll be able to find that. So here's what we're going to do right now. We're going to do 2 things. Number 1, you are going to type your name into the chat. This way my chat comes up. See, I don't have my chat yet. There it is. I've got 2 things in the chat. And hopefully everyone's in. Okay, thank you. Keep typing your name. Keep typing your name. And if you couldn't hear me before, I hope you can hear me now. Yeek. There we go. Good, good, good. Looks like she can hear me. Keep typing your name. Great job. Appreciate this. Good, good, good. This also lets me know if you just logged in, put your camera to mute, and walked away and got some breakfast. Which if you did get breakfast, I hope you had Lucky Charms. I'm on a Lucky Charms bowl of cereal kick right now. A huge Lucky Charms kick. All right, here we go. After you've typed your name in there, you should be ready to look at the board. I have written 2 words on the board today. Hopefully you can see them. I will bring this up. I know my video camera back there can see them. But these are 2 words that I find myself using from time to time, but I use them in a situation that is not formal. I also see these when students are talking to me, and that should be a formal, okay? So here's what I'm gonna have you do. When I'm talking with Miss Thompson or I'm talking with Mr. Hamilton, I do my best to use formal language, and I'm hoping that you know the difference between the 2. So here we go. You are going to, as you figured, you're going to type, give me 2 apiece. I want you to type 2 words that you know are informal that are not wanna and fidenta. Don't type those 2, but I want you to type, so I can see them, 2 words that you know are informal, that you know you use, and I'm gonna look at them and I'm gonna put them on the board when I see them and I think to myself, yes, I've seen that one. So right now in the chat, you type 2 words that you know, oh, that is probably the best one. So I'm gonna write that one. Most certainly. Yep, that's one. Good. These are great. Both of those would work. Oh my gosh, yes, these are great. WUT, is that just what? I would assume it is. GTG, gotta go. BRB, be right back. Yes, any type of acronym of some sort would be that. Yes, these are great. I'm gonna write 2 more up here that I saw. Whoops, nope, that's not correct. Ah! It does have 2 N's. That's a great one. And then, yeah. Okay, you write FINN. Okay. Oh, what about this one? That's another one. That's gotcha. I'll pull this a little closer so you can see it. What is that? I don't know what AFK is. If it's not appropriate for school, then let's not write it. I should have clarified that. Oh, away from keyboard. Oh, I didn't know that. See, look at you, educate me. Wanna, finta, sup, gonna, and gotcha. These words, here's 2 more. Here's 2 more. You ready for this? These are 2 that I find myself using. Ain't. I don't think that we should be using the word ain't, especially in a formal writing exercise. And I would also, and I use this, and I don't know how I feel on this one yet. I don't think it's good, but it's probably also territorial. So I don't want to be too dogmatic on this. It is y'all. Y''ALL. I do my best not to use that in a formal setting unless I kind of like on transitioning. Again, transition time is different for me for some reason. But these are the words that we have. So, easy. Yes, Gabe. Or yes, that was a good one. Easy. That's a good one. So, so here's what we're doing today. I need you to try to stay on the Zoom meeting. While you try to stay on the Zoom meeting, I want you to go to the Buzz Classroom. This way you can pull up, and I'm not sure if I want to do this as a student or a teacher, I think I'll do it as a student. This way you guys, I see the same thing you do. So check this out. I have never received a lesson through our PLP. That will change today, okay? In about 5 minutes, I'm going to turn you loose to read through the lesson. After you read through the lesson, we're going to find the activity that is due today. And if you would, when you get onto the PLP page, obviously we're period 1, so we would click on ELA 8, Neiman period 1. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you will see a playlist, formal and informal language. And if you keep scrolling, you'll see sample PLP activity. Now, I'm going to go back to the chat. Oh, man, let's try. I turned it all the way up. I don't know what that means. Is your volume all the way up? So maybe it's because I opened another, maybe it's because I opened another one. But if you do not see what I'm talking about concerning PLP, if you don't see sample activity at the bottom, if you don't see a to-do list, you can click on to-do list and you'll see formal and informal language. You can click on that. And then there is a lesson there. And I'm not gonna, you guys are in 8th grade, I'm not gonna read that lesson for you. I know you can read. And a lot of it is a little bit, let me back that up. A little of it is what I try to communicate today. Having read through this, sticks in your mind. But there are circumstances in which it is okay for informal language. There are circumstances in which it is not okay for informal language. So what you're gonna do is answer the following questions based on the reading above, and there are only 2. So I don't want you to get bogged down, but I on the back end will see your submissions, which is huge because guess what? I've never done that before. I've never once received an assignment on PLP that has been completed. Never once. So this will be my first time seeing your submission. It'll be my first time seeing any submission. So if you cannot find that, there is lag, I bet, but I've closed that out. So hopefully we're back to some level of normalcy. I don't need auto-tune. I can sing. Ms. Thompson, do you hear any problems with my voice or anything? Well, other than the fact that you're talking, Mr. Neiman?
No, it sounds fine.
Okay.
There was a little lag a couple minutes ago, but other than that, no.
Okay. So students, if you did not go to the PLP, then I need you to go to the PLP. If you go to the PLP and click on English Language Arts, period 1, Mr. Neiman, or maybe it's Neiman, period 1, and then you'll scroll to the bottom and you'll see the lesson for the day. If you do not see that, I need you to type in the chat that you do not see that. If you do see it, let's do this. If you do see it, I need you to release and I want you to go and do that. Unless you have questions. If you have questions, you're more than welcome to stay on. If you don't have questions, if you're looking at the PLP and you're saying to yourself, Mr. Neiman, I got this. I can do this lesson. I see the lesson. I can read through that and I can answer the questions. Feel free to go. Feel free to click out of this Zoom meeting and people are leaving already. This is great. That means they figured it out. That's awesome. However, if you did not figure it out, you are more than welcome to stick around, type in the chat. If we get down to about 3 people, you're more than welcome to turn on your video and mic and communicate with your words. I think I logged in as student, but I also think it really slows things down. I love their example too, by the way. Personally, I believe this is going to lead right into how to send an email. Which type of language? Ooh, I can't find it. No problem. Not a problem. I'm going to find the link, and I'm going to put it inside the chat. Here's the link. Control C. Put this inside the chat. Control V. All right, I'm going to hit stop on this because now everybody's working. There's some questions in your class. If you have questions or if you want to email me, feel free. Not a problem. But I'll press stop and I'll upload.